Hi everyone, it's Nikki here and I am the Labour Manager here at Family Fish Farms, and today I'm coming to you from the beautiful pack shed. Obviously it's not working at the moment. It is too busy and too noisy in here when we are fully operational. So I am here, it's Thursday afternoon and everyone has gone on the bus. We packed all our orders, their stuff is ready for dispatch tonight and everything else is ready for dispatch in the morning. So it's lovely and quiet in here. I think Zinni's here on the maintenance. He's just getting our Boix machine adjusted so that we can do the 140 mil trays. But other than that, all the team have gone off to town this afternoon, so it's lovely and quiet. So I am here to talk to you about episode 8, which is labour planning. And labour planning is something that's also extremely important, and it's very, very dear to my heart. And it's something I actually think for once in my life I'm good at something. I'm really good at putting, what I would say, the right people, the right numbers, with the right skills in the right place at the right time. So, and that's what labour planning is. It's not just names on a roster. And remember, the names on the roster are not just names. They are people with families, connected skills, communities, friends, spouses, kids, all behind them. So it's really important that you keep that in mind whenever you're doing labour planning. And labour planning is not putting a name on a roster for tomorrow. It's, in this case, because we use the PALM scheme, it actually starts months, even years in advance, because we have to plan the schedules of when people are coming, when they are going, and the visa process and the applications for recruitment plans has to take place, some months in advance. I think minimum that you have to have is at least 6 to 8 weeks. I draw up a schedule a year in advance, so I know when people are coming into the country and when they're actually leaving the country. So, and then you need to make sure that the crossover teams, so that we have the right numbers in here for the right stage in the crop. So labour planning, let's get into it. So for those of you who have been following along at home, I made a commitment to myself to do 24 blogs or podcasts by the end of this year. I know it is now June and I've only doing number 8, but I am trying to do them weekly. We've just had a couple of busy weeks with audits, and I've got a few more audits coming up in July. But at the moment, it's time to get back to the vlogs or the podcast. So today on labour planning, I want to talk to you about what we're doing. So we're trying to make sure we have the right people here. So recruiting and getting the people here on ground. So it's visas, it's tickets, it's making sure that there's people to look after their children or their elderly while they're away traveling, and making sure they arrive on time and that we have an ample accommodation that's fit for purpose for when they arrive, and that we've got teams exiting. And it's juggling the teams that we need on the ground, because we have teams who do maintenance, we have teams who do clipping, lowering, obviously harvesting is the most important job. So everyone in this farm, whenever they start here, they need to learn how to harvest. And so on the busy days, we harvest every single day, 365 days of the year, but everyone needs to be able to harvest. And so sometimes on the really busy days, we have to get all the admin staff and anyone who's got a heartbeat really, all the management supervisors, we all jump into the glass houses to harvest, to make sure the jobs are done on completed every day. The other thing is we have a bit of seasonality. Yes, we are glass houses, yes, we're high tech, we can heat, we can put screens over, but then we can't control the sunlight, unfortunately. So in the winter, the days get a little bit shorter, there's less radiation, so we have less production. So it's really important that we pull back the teams in the winter, and then as soon as the spring and the summer starts, we have got everyone trained and up to speed to be able to cope with the busy weather and the busy conditions that we have, and lots of production and high intensity in the summer. So we need to juggle that. We don't want to have really weak teams in the winter. We need to also have a good mix of people who have got high skills, good supervisors, good leadership here in the winter. And then we need to make sure we have like the very best and fastest team. I'm sorry, that's the forklift going. That's Zinni putting the forklift away after a busy day. So I apologize about the background noise. It is a working farm, remember. So seasonality is something that we have to take into account. Obviously the visas, obviously people, we need to make sure we juggle people and their energy levels, so we have to be compliant with all the regulatory bodies. So we've got the National Employment Standards with the NES, we've got Fair Work Australia we need to be compliant with, we've got the Ethical Trade Initiative we need to be compliant with. We need to also make sure that we're compliant with PALM and the Department of Employment Work Rights. So lots of regulatory bodies we need to comply with. We need to make sure that on the busy days, and especially when we're working late, that people get ample time of rest, and that is the locking of the Boix machine being closed up. So sorry about the noise. And so basically we've got to make sure we're compliant, that people have ample rest between shifts. We need to make sure that we're always complying, so people can't work more than 5 hours without a break, and anything that works over 12 hours has to be authorized by a manager on site. So making people work into what we call the danger zones after 12 hours, we need to make sure we're fully aware and we put all the safety around people so that there are no accidents. So safety is our number one priority. I know people always say that it's people and safety, but it's really, really dear to our heart that we don't have any workplace accidents. The next thing we need to do is, so it's numbers according to the season and according to the crop. We have 9-month visa holders here on the PALM scheme, and we also have some of our team here on 4-year visas. So the 4-year visa holders, we have to also juggle their leave, their annual leave, so making sure they get back, get home, connect with their families, and at least there's some balance with what they're doing. The other thing we need to make sure is we never want to get behind on the mini snack cucumbers. It's like a Formula One crop. So you never want to get behind, because if you get behind, you could actually take 2 weeks getting back on track again. So, and then you are compromising yield, you're compromising quality. So what we find is that we take the pain early. So we're always doing a lot of anticipating. So we get together there, mid-afternoon, so pack shed manager, the glasshouse supervisors, managers, assistant growers, and we establish what we've got to do tomorrow, what's coming up in the next couple of days, so that we're anticipating. So any job that we can get done on the quieter days to take the pressure off on the busy days, that's what we do. And so we call it take the pain early, get the jobs behind, so we keep on top of the crop. And the other thing that we do, we need to listen to the growers and the flexibility that they need with a really good labour pool, is that if they come in the morning and the conditions are not great for the plants and they want us to de-leaf or to pick a bit smaller, we need to turn it around. And the team actually trust our growers. They know that, and because we've been doing it for quite a long time now, they know that if they trust what the growers do, they will benefit by more yield, more production, better piece rates. So it's a win-win-win. And if we have a problem in the glass houses, if we get behind, the fruit gets oversized, then it slows down. The knock-on effect throughout the team is actually catastrophic. So I'll try and get that word out. But anyway, so we need to make sure that we're always picking on size, so the flow-on effect for the rest of the team is creating better efficiencies. The same thing when we're in the pack shed. In this pack shed, we have a saying here, we're going to pack hard and fast. So we put as many people on it to pack as quick as we can, not compromising quality and not safety as well, but we want to pack hard and fast, and then we redeploy the team into other jobs to help out on other areas of pressure. But we don't want to waste minutes, because wasting minutes comes into hours, and once you're wasting hours, you're literally throwing money down the drain. The other thing is that I love about the, juggling, making sure we've got the right people in the right place, and then challenging a few people, putting them onto jobs or onto tasks, give them the right training, and see how they step up, how they support other people, how they show their talent, show leadership. So I really love that I can scout for people who've got potential, and sometimes the potential comes out of things that you never expected. You put someone onto an area of crop change that you think is going to be a bit of a challenge, and boy, do they raise up, and it's really, really satisfying. But I'll go on to what I've repeated before. the success of tomorrow is always done in the preparation from today. And I'll just have a few examples. So I love the show and tell. So every day we do a digital list. It's quite simple. It's names, it's Google list, and it's connected to a day off schedule. So we're making sure that we're having everyone off one day at least a week. And they then know what greenhouse they're going to be working at, or what color they need to be wearing, what jobs they. So they look at this today, and while they sleep tonight, their subconscious is preparing them for the tomorrow. We don't waste a minute in the morning trying to gather tools and equipment. Everything's ready today for tomorrow, and so that when we get into work, it's game on. We start straight away. So that's our labor list. It goes out digitally as well. We have a WhatsApp group, and we've got a messenger group. So we try and capture everyone in the different medias, and we send out the lists. But I also want to show off our beautiful pack shed team. So Vanessa's got everything ready for tomorrow. So we've got a couple of lines behind us. So the one on the right of me is the Spain line. Everything's ready for them tomorrow. So the order, all the stickers, and everything's ready. So for tomorrow, the pack plan's already set out. So the machine operator has already got in the film for tomorrow for each machine. So tomorrow, the team assembles, they have their morning huddle, they go and wash their hands, they don on their PPE, the gloves and the hairnets, and we're all ready to go. We're already running with the Spain line doing their orders, the Italy line doing their orders. So the Italy line, its box is ready, so the machine operator brings this out. Same thing, all the orders, stickers, all print out, ready to go. So that's all done. Each order is labeled, so this is Italy order number 1, and then it's Italy order number 2. So it's all logical, and I'm so proud of the team, and they've also got everything ordered and ready. So the truck's already, so our Lindsay order's already ready for us. That's already ordered for tomorrow. The paperwork's all ready. So we're not wasting time. And tomorrow we obviously doing the work, and then we start preparation for the day after, which is Saturday. So here it's all about being prepared, making sure we have the right people, the right number of people, the right people with the right skills in the right place at the right time. That's what labour planning is all about, and anticipating what's coming so that we're always ahead of the game. I'm sure you've seen behind me, I've got the list at the moment. It's on stuck where, because the machines aren't operating, they are not showing our progress, but there is some, we have a bit of a competition between the two lines. They're always competing against each other, and it's good, healthy competition. But we also have the teams, and every day we're measuring performance. So when you have a big crop, so you're always having your really key fast people who are going to set the piece rate, who are going to set the pace, moving to where we have the most pressure. So it's all on performance. We're gauging how we're going to do. If there's places that really need we're a little bit behind on the lowering, we put a tall person so they're not wasting time, stepping onto our platforms to reach the fruit. They're already, they already have the size and ability to pick the fruit. So everything that we do is not by accident. It's lots and lots of planning and knowing your team and knowing what they can handle. We're also watching in the morning meeting people's energy levels, especially when we're under pressure. You're looking at their faces, how bright they are, what their body language is saying, and we jump in early. The minute we get any feedback that someone is a little bit off their game, we give them a day off, give them some time to relax, re-energize, and we find out if everything's going all right with them at home, because generally performance and their body language is linked to what's going on at home. And giving people plenty of time in the evenings, because we do all the board and lodge, so all the cooking here. So at the night, when they finish their shift, they go, the meal's already prepared, Netflix and the TVs are on, they can go on the bus. We've got bus service 6 times a week, so they can unwind. We have free, unlimited Wi-Fi for them to be able to speak to their family, connect, see their children. They're FaceTiming, they're doing all sorts of messaging, and they can connect with their families while they're here. And sometimes that's all you need. You need to realize what you're doing it for. And so labour planning to me is so much more than names on a roster. It's almost like a science. I don't want to make it complicated, but it is. We spend a lot of time making sure we've got the right people, and also, if someone's got a really strenuous job, we don't give them extra jobs at the end of the day. So we do have a cleaning team that come through, so we don't make someone who has to clip a whole glass house in a day do the cleaning duty at the end of the day. We give someone who's got a lesser job or not a strenuous job do the extra jobs, so that it evens out to keep everyone's energy levels at a high point. So that's it from me about labour planning. I hope you've enjoyed it. Over and out.